What if the figures you glimpse in the corner of your eye aren't your imagination, but something far more sinister? What if shadowy beings walk among us, not ghosts, not demons, but entities from another dimension, here with a purpose? Author and researcher Heidi Hollis claims to have encountered them. She calls them by name, and what she reveals might forever change how you sleep at night. These aren't stories. These are warnings. You see them when you're most vulnerable, and they see more of you than you could ever imagine. Who are the shadow people? Across the world, millions have reported seeing them. Human-shaped silhouettes, dark, featureless, and absolutely still standing by their beds, in hallways or just out of reach. They vanish the moment you focus. But the fear, it lingers. They don't float. They don't glow. They absorb light, as if they shouldn't exist, as if they're not from here. And yet they've been here longer than any of us, lurking just beyond the veil, waiting for the right moment. Heidi Hollis was one of the first to bring them into public discussion. She didn't just report sightings, she categorized them. And she gave them motive. She dared to name what no one else would. These beings are not just passing through. They have an agenda. Heidi Hollis's encounter, before becoming a respected paranormal researcher. Hollis was just another college student, but one night changed everything. She awoke to find a dark figure standing in her room, motionless, watching, featureless. Its presence filled the air like pressure. Her body locked. She couldn't scream, couldn't move, and then it whispered, not with sound but directly into her mind, "You know what we are." She felt something cold settle into her bones, a knowing she couldn't unfelt. That single moment launched her into a life of research, interviews, and documenting global encounters. She would later describe the experience as an invasion, not just of space, but of soul. And from that night forward, they knew she could see them. The Hat Man, their leader? Among all shadow entities described worldwide, one figure is disturbingly consistent: the Hat Man. Unlike the fleeting, darting shadows people often see, the Hat Man lingers. He's tall, wears a wide-brimmed hat, a long coat, and he doesn't hide. He wants to be seen. Hollis believes he's a commanding presence, a leader among the shadow people, an enforcer, a collector. Some have called him Death's usher, watching, recording, remembering your darkest secrets. Those who've seen him describe overwhelming dread. Some even report temporary memory loss. Others claim he stood at the foot of their bed for hours just staring. He never speaks. He doesn't have to. His presence says enough. You're not in control, and you never were. Global phenomenon, identical descriptions. One of the most terrifying things about the shadow people is how similar the reports are from different continents, cultures, and eras. Children in Japan, adults in Germany, farmers in rural America all describe the same dark silhouettes, the same sleep paralysis-like symptoms, the same Hat Man. How do strangers from across the world describe the same entities without ever having spoken to each other? It's a pattern no skeptic can explain away. It suggests one of two things: either humanity is sharing a psychological archetype, or something real is slipping between the cracks of our dimension. And Heidi Hollis leans heavily toward the latter, because she's seen them, and she's not the only one. Are they interdimensional? Hollis believes shadow people are not from our world, not even our plane of existence. She theorizes they are interdimensional entities, beings who can travel between realities, observe us, and sometimes interfere. Their form is just a projection. What we see is the shadow, not the being itself. Many witnesses report electronic disturbances, TVs turning on, lights flickering, clocks resetting moments before or after encounters. Some feel drained for days. Others experience a string of bad luck or unexplained illness. It's as if contact with these beings leaves a residue, a mark, a fracture in reality. And once that crack appears, it never fully heals. They feed on fear. If you've seen one, you likely remember the dread, that choking panic, that primal instinctive terror. According to Hollis, that's not a side effect, it's the purpose. Shadow people feed off negative energy. Your fear is their food, and the more afraid you are, the stronger they become. They don't just want your fear, they manufacture it. They enter your space when you're weakest, when your guard is down. Some even theorize that repeated sightings mean you've been marked, that they return again and again to the same people, like a parasite that's found a reliable host. Children see them first. Many testimonies Hollis collected involve children. Kids often describe the dark man or the man in the corner. Some draw him with red eyes. Some say he talks to them in dreams. Parents dismiss it as nightmares until they start seeing him too. Children are more open, more sensitive. They see what adults have learned to ignore, and shadow people know that. They exploit innocence, and sometimes they take something with them. One mother woke to find her daughter sitting up, whispering. When she asked who she was talking to, the girl simply said, "The man you can't see yet." Within weeks, the entire household began reporting sightings, strange noises, and sleep disturbances. The man they couldn't see yet had arrived. Can they be stopped? If they're interdimensional, can they be banished? Hollis believes knowledge is the first line of defense. Acknowledging them robs them of some power. Fear feeds them awareness, starves them. She also suggests prayer, spiritual cleansing, and establishing boundaries through belief, whether that's through religion, visualization, or sheer willpower. You don't have to believe in them to stop them. You have to believe in your power to reject them, because if you let them in once, they remember the door. One of the most consistent defense tactics? Confrontation. Tell them to leave. Refuse to engage. Stand your ground. But the truth? For many, once the door is opened, it never fully closes. They always come knocking again. The government knows? In her deeper investigations, Hollis has suggested that governments may be aware of these beings. She claims whistleblowers and insiders have contacted her anonymously, suggesting that sightings spike around military bases, experimental energy facilities, and even during extreme weather events. Could these be points of entry? Weak spots in the veil between dimensions? Fault lines in reality itself? Some researchers believe the shadow entities are not rogue invaders, but part of a larger intelligence-gathering network. And humans, we're not just the observers, we're the experiment, and the test has already begun. What do they want? This is the question that haunts every witness. Why me? What do they want? Hollis doesn't claim to have all the answers, but she warns that their goal isn't friendly. They want access, influence, fear, control. They don't always appear to destroy, but they always change you. Sometimes they want to watch. Sometimes they want to own. Some who've seen them report heightened awareness. Others develop psychic sensitivity. But all agree on one thing: you're never quite the same. And sometimes they come back, not to scare you, but to finish what they started. They're closer than you think. If this story left you looking over your shoulder, you're not alone. Shadow people are seen every day, by everyday people just like you. Some things are waiting, watching, whispering. You don't need to believe in them for them to believe in you. And once they do, they never forget. Thank you for watching. If this encounter with the shadow people unsettled you, hit the like button and subscribe. We uncover what lurks beyond the veil. Stay alert, because the next time you sense something watching you, it just might be real. Sleep tight, if you still can.